Hey YouTube, it is me, the Mighty Melv again, and this is the part, I think it's 5, of how to make my Buster Sword. Hurrah! So, now what we're going to do is we're going to add all the finishing details and all that lovely stuff. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the silver paper I'm using. This is, you only have to use this for one part, so this is like, this is way more than enough, okay? You barely need this at all. We'll put that there. Almost the same with this, you only use it in one place, so don't use a lot of it. The red we're going to use for the handle, and the black is what we're going to use the most of, because it's going to be for the blade. So, let's do that one first, because it'll take the longest. Okay, now, I don't really know any specific perfect way to do this to get it even. It's just, I got lucky when I did it the first time. So square it up right about here. This should, make sure that it's flat against this. This is why you wanted this part to be straight, so because if you put it against this, you'll have a straight line there and the detail will look right. Okay, just fold this over here. This is where it's kind of hard. If you've ever done some work with origami, then you'll be used to some stuff maybe sort of like this. Probably not. Okay. Let's fold this here. Okay, and let me just mark this. Where's my pencil. Okay. Just quickly mark. That's where it cuts off. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is you have kind of this rectangle. It sort of tells you where to go. That should tell you how much of the blade needs to be covered. Put it there, and I should be able to do it just like this. Save time. Okay. This is why you want a sharp knife for this part. You really want a sharp knife. Not to say you wouldn't for any other part of this, but right now it just helps a lot. Okay, so you got your rectangle for your Buster Sword, and in all the images I've seen, the Buster Sword, for the Buster Sword, when the black part goes, when this tip here goes up, the Buster Sword, the point is around here where it stops, or somewhere around there, and it's not parallel to this, it's at a different angle, so you have to kind of guess about that. As you can see here on my finished one, these are different angles entirely. This one is much more acute than this one. So you're going to want to do that, and that can really only be done by guessing, okay? I don't have anything to do that with that would damage the sword, so compasses would not help. Okay, so try to get this as even on both sides as possible, so that on both sides it will look right. Take your pencil, and I would mark it a little bit lower, like if there's a straight line right there, which you will put on. So I would say right about there. Make a mark on your origami paper and keeping it tight, flip it over and do the same. Try to keep that, this is where it's kind of hard, try to keep it about the same. So one right here. Okay, and now this is just something so that you can tell where the top of this is. Sort of crease the top of it down. You don't just press it down so that it folds against the top of the sword. Because you're going to cut this off, it won't matter. Do the same on this side. Keep it tight. Okay. And that should tell you pretty much where everything is. Alright, so you can see all of that. You take your paper, all the creases show. And this is when you'll take your knife again, and you shall cut this. So right there. And if you need to trim this later again, then just sorry. If you need to, if you mess up or if the angle was off, then just get another paper this size and do it over. It's not too difficult. Okay. It's not anywhere near as hard as the first Tsurugi. That one was terribly difficult. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be pretty much your, I don't know, your jacket for the Buster Sword. I don't really know what else you could call it. So, let's see if I did this right. Yeah, so as you can see here, it is right against it. Now, I did not cut this part off yet, because you want this to be able to sit flat, and you want to know definitely where the point is. You don't just want a crease, you want to know where to stop. So, now, you can undo it. Now, do note though, that this paper is not creased. It's not creased like this, how it would be straight, completely flat like that. It's, it has, since the Buster Sword is wider than just folding it, you do have to remember that there's this gap there. So when you cut from those 2 points you made, don't cut straight to the tip of the point, sorry, the paper. Don't cut straight to the point of the paper. Cut to the place where the point stops on whatever line you're cutting to. That may be a little confusing, but there's the rectangle that goes right here. You can kind of see like a spine or something. Rather than cutting from this point, from your points to the top, cut to right where the points meet. Okay? So let me do that right here. And this all depends on you. You don't have to do this perfectly. This is just a detail. Okay, let's do that on this one. So the points, since if you're using a graphite pencil, then it should show up, but it won't. It'll be shiny, but you won't notice it. And if you do it right, then you won't be able to see the pencil at all. So no harm doing it. Put this over, and there you go. Has your nice edge. Looks like I did it a little bit short, but that's okay. If you do it like I did, if you end up actually cutting it a little too low, don't worry. You can just draw a line. When we do that, the detail, it'll look fine. Don't worry, it's not a problem at all. And when you do this, make sure to do it lightly, so you can erase it. There you go. So let me just sweep that off. Okay, glue. Actually, yeah, I'd recommend putting it on the paper, not the sword. Okay. Increase that. Spread it around. Spread it around. Okay. Okay, so get that nice and even. This is where you have to be really careful. Put it right in the center, fold it over, and try to make sure when you do this so that there won't be too many so there won't be any warping in the blade. Try to make sure you get this as flat as possible when you lay it down. So just push it out. Looks like I got them okay. Okay. And even if there's a little bit, don't worry about it. It's okay. Alright. So there's the blade. And that is how your Buster Sword will have its blade effect. In the next part, we're going to do the final touches to the blade, and then we're going to move on to the you know, I'm gonna call it your guard.